Back to Noakes Laster Field as Lindsey Wilson wins it here by a score of 56-22 over Cumberland University. Coach Chris Oliver joins me now as the Blue Raiders move to 4-0 on the season. Coach, it wasn't the start, and you were concerned today earlier in my office when we were doing the pregame show. You kind of mentioned it, and I got to think 15 minutes into this game, you were playing something in your head going, this is what I was worried about.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And, I was just concerned about a lot of those factors that we talked about in the pregame radio show. And I thought Cumberland U had a great plan for us. I thought, they came out, they did some things, especially defensively, that were different. And, again, you're coming off of one team has a bye, one team doesn't. So we talk about we should expect that there's a strong likelihood you're going to see some things that may be new and they get a little bit more time to work on. And they did some good things to take away some of that early. And I thought it was good for us that we had to go into that situation and face that adversity. We've frankly had a lot of times in the first half where the game hasn't really felt like, oh man, this is going to be a close one. We've gone into halftime 3 times leading into tonight, feeling like we were kind of completely in control, and all of a sudden the first quarter is going through and we get stopped in the red zone, and I think that's the first time we've been stopped in the red zone all year. Go for it on 4th down, kind of an in-between zone, and then they get a big play and they come back down, and then all of a sudden we flip the field, go back, and then we turn it over on punt return, and it just felt like, man, this could go either way. So credit to them for their game plan, but at the same, you don't root for that adversity, you don't root for negative plays, but as a head coach now sitting here looking at the final score, I'm not disappointed that we had to go through that situation and face a little bit of adversity on a wet field against a tough team here.
What was the difference? What turned it? Was there one play or one thing? Was there something said on the sideline that made things, I guess, change?
No, I mean, I think we just settled in. I think our defense settled in, and we had a couple of good drives to start the game. So I don't want to say like we didn't start well, but I think we just continued to catch up to the speed of the option and fitting that. I think the big play, I think it was a 70-yarder here I'm looking at to Josh Lewis. That was right after the fumble, okay? So we kind of misplay it on the punt. We give them great field position and give them a score there. We come back and to get that big play right away and to take the lead back. I thought that was just a big momentum play, and then it felt like we kind of settled in from there. So I don't think it was necessarily a big adjustment for us, even though we did have to change some of the calls and some of the things within the game plan based on some of their defensive looks that they threw at us that were new. I think the big thing was just settling into the game, getting used to the field, just doing all those things. And I was really proud with how our guys responded in the second quarter going into halftime.
Last week you had a scoop and score. You had an interception in the end zone. There was just a number of plays, big plays that you don't normally just think of in the I guess as the game progresses. Today you had a scoop and score once again. Yeah. You had the punt return for a touchdown. So I just basically said that it's just the things that are just kind of outside of the norm of the game that we're winning that area. And boy, when you win those plays, when you have those type of plays, it can go a long way in picking up a win.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So often in close games, you watch a video and you can think about, man, that game came down to like 5 or 6 critical plays. And when you separate the score by 30 plus, you don't always think about those individual plays as much, but you're right. A lot of those plays right now are going for us the past few weeks. And you'd like to think that that's, due to preparation of those things. Sometimes it's luck. Sometimes it's the way the ball bounces. You got a PAT tonight where, it's tough to snap and hold and do those things. The field was wet, and then the ball comes back behind the line of scrimmage and then kicks forward. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen that before without being aided. At least I didn't see it aided in that capacity. So the ball comes behind the line of scrimmage, then kicks forward. Now it's a live ball, and our kicker goes and falls on it for a 2-point conversion. If that ball goes over the line of scrimmage right away, it's dead. We can't advance it. They could advance it back. It was just a weird first half, but we're making a lot of those plays. Proud of our guys. I thought we got off the bus. Again, we adjusted well to the travel situation. This is a tough place to play against the option. We talked about all those things, and I thought our guys handled those things really well.
Coach, 56-22, and we talked about it in the pregame how this place hasn't really been that friendly to us.
Yeah.
But boy, what a statement win for your guys, and put up 522 yards. Before we let you get out of here, you rushed for 322 yards. We talked about having to be physical on that line to scrimmage, and I thought your offensive line did a great job.
Yeah, I thought it was great, and we did a good job of finishing the game, and all of a sudden Jay Bias Dawson breaks a big one, and we just did a good job of finishing the game out the right way and trying to be physical. We're trying to shorten the game down and snap the ball late. But sometimes when you get in that mode, it's easy to just not move the ball and then punt. And we didn't do that tonight. I thought we did a good job of finishing on both sides of the ball. And it was really neat. A lot of guys got their first college snaps tonight. Yeah. And there's some things that are unique in this COVID time frame from a standpoint of eligibility, because we could play a guy tonight who's maybe a true freshman and still end up redshirting him, so that's a great option for us during this time. And then the new financial aid rules for the NAI that have been put in place affect football more than anything else. So now we can play a guy in a couple of games and have those things. I know those are kind of high-level decisions that you're sometimes trying to manage, but the end is that it's great for the student athletes. And we had a couple guys go in tonight because of those rule changes during this time, and that's a great experience for those kids during a game like this. So it's an exciting night for those guys, and we're glad to be able to do it.
Play 4 quarterbacks. I don't think we've ever done that before.
It's unique. It's a unique situation, and those guys are doing a good job, as are our other two, Ethan and Andrew, and that group works hard. It was fun to see those guys root for themselves. It's fun to see those guys. Jay Bias Dawson goes in and pops a big one, and those other running backs are cheering for him, and just like they were for Corey Clems on tight end a few weeks ago. So that's what you want. And we talk about a team and a culture and those things. You want those guys to be so happy for each other when the other guys score. I mean, it's really neat. How about Logan Neufeld coming back to Central Tennessee and coming and get a touchdown, taking off the board, and then coming back and getting another one, true freshman there. Just a fun night for a lot of guys.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's LWC head football coach Chris Oliver. Blue Raiders win it by a score of 56-22. We're back in 30 seconds to wrap this one up. This is Blue Raider football on the Lindsey Wilson Sports Network.